Alright, so here I have my RG550. This is not my RG550. Here is my RG550. I took the wrong one. They kind of looks the same, okay? Look what I got in the mailbox. I'm gonna open this. Package, very DIY. Väldigt mepprat, som man säger på svenska. Very meppered. And here we have the product. This is a TB-MRT. That stands for Tremolo Backstop Monorail Type. And what this is well, I can show from one of my older guitars. Cool thing is, this is one of the early models of this, I guess. I was on a Swedish guitar forum and I got asked like, hey, do you want to try out this product? And I did, and I've been using this thing here ever since. Can it be 5-6 years ago or something? So what it does is simply, it's a tremolo blocker. It's quite simple, but very good. It's not really fancy like other alternatives, like for example the Tremolo or the ESP, whatever it's called. The Tremolo, for example, you can set it in many different ways, like hardtail or dive only. And the ESP stopper is more like you have a middle point and you can still go both ways, but it still has like a solid middle point. I have not tried one of those yet that I actually like. There's always some issue with this. However, I like this because this keeps things simple and very, very solid. Okay, so going further into the package here, we have the plastic bag and the little instruction manual here. Here we have. So you can fasten the block here with this screw here. So here we have a little screws. So the instructions are in Swedish. I think that's important to keep in mind if you buy this. I will have a link to it in the description, but I don't really need this right now. But I'm gonna show you how I install this.
Oh, so I missed this little thing here. It's a filter that is included that you're supposed to put on the block to reduce the bonk sound when you're using it. For me personally, I don't really care about it. It's perfectly usable as it is. So I'm not gonna use this because I want the contact to be really hard so that there's absolutely no way that there's any wiggle room for the tuning.
All right, so here I have my RG550. This is not my RG550. Here is my RG550. I took the wrong one. They kind of looks the same, okay? That aside, here is my RG550. And let's just remove this first. Okay, so why would I choose this RG550 to put the backstop in? And that is because this one is tuned to E standard. But eventually I want to be able to quickly change this one to half step down. Just by tuning it down and not having to worry about adjusting the springs and everything. Because the main purpose of this guitar is to be in E standard. But maybe I want to record something with this for Blazon Stone or something, because right now with bronze I'm using this in E standard. With Blazon Stone, half step down. Of course I have other guitars that are in half step down, but sometimes it's good to be able to make one instrument more versatile. And this is what I'm gonna do. As you can see here, I put some tape here on each spring just to make them silent. I'm still not having this. I don't know, the previous owner that I bought this guitar from did not put the retainer here for the springs. It works, but I need to put the replacement for that. So now let's see here. The installation process of this goes like this. First off, I'll just remove this piece here, because otherwise you cannot really screw anything here, because, well, with this in the way, you cannot screw anything. So with that in place, and here you can see where I'm trying to locate it here, so that it does not collide with the springs, but also has some clearance here for the bridge to move. Somewhere around there should be fine. I'm a bit lazy sometimes, I don't always use a screwdriver when I do this. It usually works anyway. But I will make some marks here to begin with. Just so I know where the screws go. If you have more patience, I would recommend that you drill before screwing, but I have done this so many times without drilling that I don't really care. It works. But now, here is a trick. Here's a little trick that I have with tape. That before removing this, just to make sure that you get it back into the same, well, roughly the same position when you screw it back. Okay. So I will try to have a good look of where the spring goes and put it like that. And then I will just, I will keep this here for visual reference. I'm looking from here. So I can see, if I'm looking like this, I see roughly where the springs are supposed to be there, okay? This needs to be removed. It's a little annoying, but once you get it in place, it's an amazing thing to have. By the way, don't worry about this tape here getting buckled like this, because the only important thing is here and here, because I can take, for example, the back plate and put it like this for reference. So that's not a problem. Actually, I can just remove it. I will cut this off with my nails here. This is unnecessary. It was a long time I did this. A long time ago I did that, but now I realize that I really don't need that. It's just in the way. And with this out of the way, I guess I will take off the springs completely. Well, I guess this needs to be here because we put this away. Okay, now we can finally put this into place here. That's into place. It's a little bit crooked, I guess. It's not super duper straight, but straight enough where it's gonna work. And then, is this the right size? No. It will go faster just by doing this to get it into place. And now, as you can see here, you just adjust this to the block whenever you have the right spring tension and everything, of course. I will show that once this is in place. So now I will tune. So now I will tune it up again, I guess. Okay, so as you can see here, the springs does not touch it. So even if it's not perfectly straight, it's gonna do its job, and it's gonna be all fine. Okay. Okay, now we will measure here, in case this is good. I'll just check with another guitar that is in E standard, so we are in the right spot. And now I'm just checking here if everything is fine. Like I'm checking like this. This is one of the things I don't really like about the edge bridges, because if you compare it to a Floyd Rose bridge, this one you can see if it's flat and level, because the base plate is flat, so you can see if it's correct. This one has a kind of a edge on top, well, or like a bevel. So it's a little bit trickier to see if it's actually in place or not, but I will keep going. I'm using the tuner from this desktop tuner from BDH Ampknob Bogren, whatever. This tuner is amazing. I'm using this one. I can keep this here. And now I will tune in playing position, because usually that's what I'm doing. Doesn't make any sense to tune, especially a Floyd Rose guitar, in lying position on the table. I did this mostly for the video. Usually I always adjust and mod my guitars in my knee. Not always. It depends on what I'm not doing any routing machine work in my knees, in case you wonder. I'm not that stupid, but. for the actual function of this thing that I purchased here. So what we do here is, with something like this, here's key. I have actually a faster way to do this that I prefer to do, because for me this is just too slow. I usually take one of these. It's just a cutter. And I go like this. Personally, I actually think this takes too much time with one of these hex keys right here. So what I usually do is take a plier or a cutter like this, here in this area, and go like this. And sometimes helps a bit with the other hand. I will do as intended for this video right now because I didn't have the correct pliers. Now it's touching the bridge, but keep in mind this is upside down and the bridge is, if I lift on the guitar, yeah, okay, so like that. Let's see here. Everything looks correct here. So to make use out of this for real, you have to take another couple of turns on the screws here, so that it doesn't. Just like that. Now this feels more like a hardtail bridge, which is really nice in many occasions. And when I'm bending, you can still hear this happening. This. But I like this to have. I like it to be fairly close to where. And then if I want to change my tuning down to half step down, as I talked about, this is going to be super easy now because this will keep it in place. And then I only have to adjust these screws a little bit to make the tremolo arm a bit looser to use. One of the drawbacks with this system is that you have to remove this, as I showed in the video. It's not really a big deal because once you have done this, it's set and forget. You don't really have to do this twice. You don't have to go back and forth doing this over and over. So once you have installed it, it's in place. I used to think this was a drawback until I realized that, you just do it once and then it's in place. And it works. I just forgot to do this. Now it's tightened, so now it's not going to move anywhere. Let's go for a test ride. Let's check the tuning stability of this thing. Let's check the tuning stability now when I have it in place. I will say though that this edge bridge on the RG550 stays in tune amazingly well. So this is not a solution to a problem with the edge bridge itself. This is more a solution to being able to use this in different tunings without having to readjust the guitar completely. I'm not using this as a crutch, but also I like the feeling of a hardtail guitar. Okay, let's see now. It works. This works just like it's supposed to. It's hard to make something like this not work like it's supposed to. When it comes to tuning stability, I wouldn't say that this is better or worse than any other alternatives out there. But I like the function of this having this little locking thing here. It's just a very solid feeling construction, and I like that. Okay, awesome. Now we will get the back plate on and get back to rocking out. Okay, so I guess I can remove this as well. So yeah, if you're interested in getting one of these, you can go to the link in the description because I have it there. It's on a Swedish size. I'm not sure if this guy sells outside Sweden, but here you have it. You can check it out. I like it.